On the night of August 20th, 1989, in one of Beverly Hills' most exclusive areas, an event occurred that would forever change the lives of two young men and capture the attention of the entire country.
Police in Beverly Hills, California are investigating the shooting deaths of an entertainment company executive and his wife.
What initially appeared to be a simple family case turned out to be a much more complex story, filled with betrayal, fear, and tragedy. This is the story of the Menendez brothers, who ended up being responsible for an act that involved their own parents. Before we dive into the details of this case that shocked many, we invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more real-life stories. Stay tuned. Joseph Lyle Menendez and Erik Menendez were born into families that seemed to have it all. With successful parents and a life of luxury, no one would have imagined what was happening behind the doors of their lavish home in Princeton, New Jersey. The two brothers attended the best schools, and it seemed their lives were destined for success. In 1987, the family moved to California when their father, Jose Menendez, landed a lucrative job at Coralco, one of Hollywood's leading production companies. Erik continued his studies in Calabasas, while Lyle enrolled at the prestigious Princeton University. However, academic life wasn't easy for Lyle, who was soon expelled after being accused of plagiarism. From that moment on, the image of a perfect family began to crumble. On August 20th, 1989, after a long day of fishing on a yacht, Jose and Kitty Menendez decided to unwind by watching a movie. It seemed like an ordinary night, or so it appeared. Neighbors reported hearing sounds they initially mistook for fireworks.
Beverly Hills emergency?
Yes, police.
What's the problem?
However, the truth was much darker. In their mansion located on North Elm Drive, an act of violence took place that would leave an indelible mark. Jose Menendez was the first to be attacked while watching TV. His wife, Kitty, startled by the noise, tried to flee but was caught. Both lost their lives that night in circumstances that shocked even the investigators. After carrying out the act, the Menendez brothers disposed of the weapons on Mulholland Drive and attempted to create an alibi by attending a movie screening. However, the tragedy had already unfolded, and the fate of the young men was sealed. If you're intrigued to know how this tragic case unfolded, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next part. After the event, Lyle and Erik began spending large amounts of money on luxury cars, watches, and trips. This soon raised suspicions among investigators, who quickly focused on the brothers as the main suspects. With no strong evidence at first, the police were racing against time to uncover the truth. The case went to trial in 1993, and it was televised nationally. It was a media circus that captured the attention of millions. The defense claimed that the brothers acted in self-defense, fearing for their lives due to the years of hardship they allegedly endured at the hands of their father. The prosecution, on the other hand, argued that their actions were driven by money and the massive inheritance they stood to gain. The first trial ended in a mistrial, but in a second trial, both were found guilty. The judge sentenced them to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The Menendez brothers had gone from being privileged young men to being convicted of one of the most shocking acts imaginable. Since their incarceration, the Menendez brothers have been housed in different maximum security prisons in California. Surprisingly, both found love while behind bars and got married, despite state laws prohibiting conjugal visits for inmates serving life sentences. After years of separation, in 2018, Lyle was transferred to the same prison where his brother Erik was held. Finally, after almost a decade apart, the brothers were able to reunite. The reunion marked an emotional moment in their lives, but their future remains uncertain. The case of the Menendez brothers remains one of the most controversial stories in American justice. Although decades have passed since the tragic event, new revelations and theories continue to emerge. Did they act out of fear, or was money their primary motivation? If you want to hear more stories like this and stay updated on future developments, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thanks for joining us on this journey.